Number 13, which choice most effectively combines the sentences at the underlined portion? The correct answer there would be A. If you look at B, red, in addition, red, notice the redundancy. C, the word red is also repeated twice. Or D, we don't need to specify that we're talking about the color red. 13, items in a series, you'd have to have 3 nouns, and you would separate them by commas. Here we only have 2, banners and garlands. Festive and red are adjectives describing those. That's why D is our best choice here. It's not filled with unnecessary commas. For 14, when we're talking about which choice most effectively completes the explanation of a possible origin of the lion dance, that's how the lion dance came to be. What purpose did they have for creating such a thing? To scare the spirit away was the best choice. Number 15. A good conclusion both sums up what was said and transitions to the next idea. C does that effectively. For 16, both of whom is the appropriate choice. It's referring to the dancers as objects. That's when you use whom. For 17, we're referring back to the moves in dance, such as jumps, rolls, and kicks. That's why we need a pronoun like those to refer back to them. 18, we are matching the for longevity. So for something is appropriate. D is too vague. B is specific enough to be correct. For 19, sentence 7 is talking about black lions. And then in sentence 5, their older counterparts refers back to these black lions. That's why it should be after sentence 7. Number 20, we're looking for the possessive singular form, referring back to the dance. Remember that the apostrophe forms the contraction it is. It does not show possession. For 21, be careful not to say that the lion's teeth are doing something. It's not the teeth that should be the subject of the verb. It should be the lion. C is written in the passive voice. That's why B is correct. For 22, don't have the idea in your head that the longer answers are always correct. Many questions on the SAT are about being concise. If 2 choices say the same thing, but one is shorter, that is often correct, which is the case here. For the self-test, verbs were things like is, which is a state of being verb, or verb phrases including the auxiliary verbs will be going or were removed. Compound verbs like practice and sign but don't include and, that's a conjunction, or attended. For a subject of the verb, they're the ones doing the action, like the catcher. The shortstop or the pitcher is a compound subject. The crowd or the boys. With number 9, notice that prepositional phrase is put at the beginning of the sentence. Don't be confused. Who's doing the watching? And for 10, the flags are the things being raised. For one-word adjectives, articles can also count as adjectives because the game is different than a game, or his game, or her game. So the first, blue, the designated, his, and a wild. Like burnt-out torches by a sick man's bed is a simile. It's a comparison using like. The rain never stops is hyperbole because rain stops eventually. 3 is personification because stars don't throw things or have tears. 4, we're looking at a metaphor. The moon is being compared to a galleon, the road to a ribbon. On the back. Number 1 is ethos. It's about the credibility of this person. 2 is logos. They give statistics about a study should you have a cell phone out at school. 3 is pathos. An emotional worst-case scenario where a phone would be helpful. 4, all of these sympathetic pleas are an example of pathos. 5, more statistics for logos. And 6, referencing GPA and past behavior, ethos. For 7, we're talking about what the other companies do to chickens. Must feel bad for them. Pathos. 8, talking about how many years you've been doing something correctly. Speaks to credibility or ethos. 9, notice the percentages and the statistics. Logos.